Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do just a very basic roof plan, and that we'll use that in our site layouts. And in general, there would be a roof plan anyway for this series of drawings. So it's going to be quite a simple one, but we're going to use the same method we just did to use the elevations, but we're going to kind of do it in reverse. So I'll save it as, and I'll say building 01. Roof plan. Let's save that. I'll go into model space and I'm just going to move this elevation. In fact, let's rotate this elevation like that. And now all we need to do is, like we did before, take some lines up and some lines across. And that will give us our kind of outside roof area. And now you can take this little flat detail and find out where it will kind of pitch down to the corners. So it's going to go something like this. Again, I'm not a roof designer or an architect, so I'm demonstrating how to do this in CAD. That's it. That's our roof layout. And now we'll need just a kind of representation of where the walls are before we put it on the plan. I'm going to do this with a rectangle using the lines I've just offset, and I'm going to delete those lines. And I want to make this a dashed line. So if I look under the line types, we've got dashed. If you don't have dashed, go to other. In fact, I want to use a hidden line type rather than dashed. I like the hidden one. So we'll go, I'll show you that again. We'll go line type other, load. I'm going to go down to this one, like hidden 2. Okay, that. Okay, now that's loaded it into the drawing. So it's under here. So we can select our object and go to hidden 2. Now you'll see it's still showing as solid. I'm going to change this to 2500. Okay, and I'm going to make it grey. So that's just changed the scale. The scale is really small. Now in paper space it might be different. We'll have a look at that when we get to paper space. But that's our layout there. So let's do some hatching. In fact, on this plan, I am going to put a bit more detail in. I'm going to offset these and I'm going to go 100. Because I do want it to look a bit realistic. So I'm going to put some detail on. There, like that. And I will go to extend. I'm going to window select that center rectangle. I'm going to extend all these lines to there. Okay. And now I'm going to trim. Just trim out these overhangs. You could have done this just on one corner and used some mirrors to lay it that way, but sometimes it's easier just to do the trimming individually. Okay, so now I'm going to go hatch, and I'm going to select, make sure you select this overhang as well. I'm going to hatch those two first. I'm going to right click to repeat command. I'm going to hatch these. Okay, now I can match properties with them, but these tiles are running the wrong way, so I'm going to select them, and under angle I'm going to select 90 to turn them 90 degrees, and there we go. And now I just want to choose these lines I'm going to make these one of these greys, so maybe that one there. Okay, so that is our layout. Actually, let me make this white so it stands out now. So that's our roof layout, and that will do. This is going to be kind of a flat area, but I'll leave that just unhatched. So that's our roof layout. So now I'm just going to move them off. Okay, and double click in there, bring that down. 1 to 100 is fine. I just want room for this dimension, so maybe there, and then we'll have a dimension like that. And then probably one for the overhang, so we'll choose perpendicular. And that's it. I'm just going to call it that. You could add in things like some notes for the pitch and that kind of thing. You could really put on whatever you want, but just for the purpose of this, that's it. You know how to do notes, you know how to do dimensions, and that's how I'd lay out a roof plan. So let's just call this roof 01. And the reason I did this, I know you probably haven't learned much new in this course. I just wanted to show you the process of, again, this lining off that we do to line up elevations and plans from other elevations. We can delete those now. And also we're going to use this when we do we're going to do a site layout with multiple office buildings. You wouldn't really want to show the ground or first floor details on there. You would just probably show the roof plan and how that looks on the site. So we'll use this drawing again as an extra for that. But for now that will do. I'm just going to get rid of this stuff. I can get rid of these other layouts. And I'll save that as roof plan. Okay, so that's our series of drawing, our set of drawings for the office block. Next, we're going to start looking at the site layout and laying out our office park. Okay.